Good morning, Corky here on a Monday. I want to, by special request of my daughter Leslie, to go over tuning and strumming patterns. And so we'll start with tuning. Okay. There are apps you can get on your phone to tune a guitar with. A lot of people do that. And you'll punch in guitar. Some of these tuners offer you also ukulele, mandolin, bass options for tuning. And you push the one for guitar, and it'll start sounding there'll be a needle like on a gauge, and then you'll hit the note, and when it chimes in the middle, then you're in tune. Always when you're tuning to a digital tuner and otherwise, always when you're out of tune, loosen the string and come up to it. The oldest way they taught us to tune was to get one note in, maybe go to the piano, hit a low E, and then on the 5th fret, press the low E string like that, and match the A string to it. Okay, you go to the A string, 5th fret, press it down, and match that D, open D, with that note you're hitting on the A string. Then you move to press the D string down on the 5th fret, and you match the open G with it. That's a little out. All right, so we're on the open G string, got it in, and now we go to the 4th fret. This is where the guitar changes up on us. And you press on the 4th fret on G string, and then you match the open B string to that. Then you're back to the 5th fret, you press the B string down on the 5th fret, and you match the open E to it. Now, every guitar is different, and oftentimes you'll have an inconsistency in it where you can not get it perfectly in tune. And so what you do to that is split the difference, and you try different chords. You know what they're supposed to sound like. All right, the next way to tune is with harmonics. This is fine tuning, usually what you do after you do the other tuning. Either you're tuning to a digital tuner that's a unit of its own, or it's an app on your phone, and you're getting all your strings in that way. Or you're tuning like I showed you with the 5th fret thing and 4th. And a lot of times there'll be an inconsistency in the guitar where either it's not set up properly, or there's been a little warp in the neck or some inconsistency, and you'll have to just kind of split the difference on that. If you're just starting out playing guitar, the chances are the guitar you're playing is not a really expensive model, so you're going to have to learn how to tune to a regular guitar. So that's the first two ways of tuning. Now, to fine tune means up here on the 5th fret, on the top of the fret of the 5th, not between. Like if we were going to play that note on the 5th fret, that A note, then we would press down between the frets. But in harmonics, we go to on top of the next fret closer to the body and hit that harmonic. You barely lay your finger down on there and pick it. And then you go up to the 7th fret on the A string and you match those two. Moving to the A string, harmonic on the 5th, and then on the 7th on the D string. And you'll hear it like this. Okay, and then the last one is you do harmonic on the B string, 5th fret closest to the neck, the body, and then you hit this harmonic. It takes time to learn how to touch it just right to get the harmonic, and you match those last two, and that's the fine tuning, okay? Another way is if you're unsatisfied with that and you're playing with people, is just to get the guy to give you maybe every string, or maybe in my case, I usually jump in when I'm jumping in with a band or something playing. I just tell the guitar player, give me a G chord, because it's got more open notes in it. It's got 1, 2, 3 in it. And usually, if they play a G chord, I usually pull in. And then the strings that are not open, I pull them in with that fine tuning, okay, with harmonics. On harmonics, when you get to the B string, you have to go up to here. Top string on the 7th fret to match the B, and then you're back in business with those two, okay? That's fine tuning with harmonics. Okay, and this video will be just a little long, you know, not a problem. You know, we're all human beings, and you know, if I watch these YouTube videos where these other artists are teaching guitar, it makes me feel like, you know, a first grader for all the terminology they're using, all these scales they're flying up and down the neck on. Once again, if the public cannot comprehend what you're doing, it's probably noise. It might be really good noise. Certainly there's a place for noise in rock and roll and other forms of music as well. But don't allow yourself to fall into a inferiority complex. Go get a video of old black bluesmen and listen to their guitars, and you'll feel a whole lot better. Or listen to a Willie Nelson guitar solo on Trigger, and you'll feel really good about the guitar you have. But American music is the music of the people, and the more down to earth it can be, the better it is. Okay, that's my opinion, but you got it. Now for strumming patterns, the first I'm going to teach is Tequila Sunrise, and I'm in the key of G, and I'm going to hammer on with the rhythm here, and then I'm going to show you the way the rhythm sounds with all the strings muted so you can hear it well. Okay, on this strumming pattern, I'm doing like this. There's many songs in popular music with that rhythm pattern. my upstrokes are real pronounced there. All right. Another rhythm pattern is Heart's Crazy on You. Okay, I call this a galloping pattern, and I've used it in a number of songs. Very like cowboy sounding. Probably flamenco, but here's what I'm doing. And really, there's no hang-ups about when you do an upstroke or a downstroke. You need to find your own voice, and so whatever you're doing is you, and that's your contribution. I recorded an old cowboy song, Ghost Riders in the Sky, on my last, next to the last studio recording, and there were a few young men that I had sitting in with me that had issues with, timing or where I ended up, or that I didn't have it exactly perfect, according to the Berkeley YouTube standard or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, it doesn't matter, and I just do what I do. Okay, so the galloping is. Sometimes I do a little triplet. Okay, the galloping rhythm part. Another one that's real common, key of C, is the alternating bass picking. Notice that A is muted right there when I go to that G note. And so that's an open picking style. Moving to G. Alternating bass. All right. Then there's the shuffle pattern. Or either all down strokes or down and up. Like the Beatles in Revolution, the acoustic version. Okay, the shuffle pattern, and that sounds like this. Then there's the 3/4 time waltz, and we'll use Mr. Bojangles for that. Hammer on. And that strumming pattern goes like this. Bass walks down. There's a nice walk up in that too. Worn out shoes. A, the waltz, the 3/4. Those are a few that you can work on. The waltz, 3/4 time, shuffle pattern, gallop, alternating bass, and another strumming pattern is a chops. So in this case, it'd be. One of the things in the 60s and 70s that was on almost every recording is guitar chops. Now, people don't really think about them. They're kind of not obvious, but you take them out and you really miss them. So a lot of guitar players go put these kind of chops in, you know, and notice instead of damping with my hand or muting with my hand, a lot of times I just let up on the tension of the chord. So if I want to just sound quickly, see, if I leave my fingers down, it sustains. But as soon as I take my fingers off, it stops. Okay, tuning and strumming patterns. Have a wonderful day.